Services Librarian at the Upper Moreland Free Public Library, and we're partnering with the Equity Alliance of Upper Moreland to bring a special story time today for World Down Syndrome Day, which is March 21st. It's always the 21st day of the third month, which is symbolic of the triplication, that's 3 for March, of the 21st chromosome, which causes Down syndrome. So every March 21st, we celebrate all of our special friends and family with Down syndrome. And one of the ways we're going to do that today is by reading a story called We'll Paint the Octopus Red by Stephanie Stuve Bodine. This morning, my dad woke me up and told me I had a new baby brother named Isaac. When my mom first told me I was getting a new brother or sister, I wasn't very happy. I've had mom and dad to myself for almost 6 years, and I like it that way. Then I had a talk with Dad about all the things I could do with my new brother or sister. My dad said that when the baby is little, I can help change the diapers. That sounds yucky, I said. My dad said that when the baby learns to sit up, I can roll a ball to it. That sounds boring, I said. My dad said that I can read books to the baby. I don't know how to read yet, I said. My dad said that when the baby gets bigger, we can play kickball in the backyard. I bet I'll kick the ball farther, I said. And then I thought of some of the things all by myself. When we go to Grandpa's farm, the baby can help me feed the calves with the nipple bottle. My dad said the baby could do that when it gets bigger. When we go for a ride in the minivan, we can sit in the back seat and eat fruit snacks and stick out our tongues at the cars that go by. My dad said that the fruit snacks were okay, but he didn't think we should stick out our tongues. When we go downtown to the art festival, I can show the baby how to paint a picture with an octopus. My dad said that sounded weird, but I explained that the octopus is only rubber, and you brush the paint on and then put the octopus on the paper. My dad made a face, but said that the baby would probably like that when it was older. When we go to see Aunt Wendy, the baby can go on the airplane with us. And I'll tell the baby to be really nice to Aunt Wendy because she gives us great presents. My dad said the baby would definitely go on the plane with us, but that I should be nice to everyone even if they don't give me presents. And someday when we're both older, we'll go to Africa on safari and see the elephants and rhinos. My dad said that we could go, but only if we took him along. By the time we were done talking, we'd thought of at least 1,000,000 things my new brother or sister could do with me, and I was ready to be a big sister. But this morning, my dad's eyes were red when he woke me up. He said, "Emma, there's something you need to know about the baby." And then he said that Isaac had been born with something called Down syndrome. I guessed I knew what that meant. Isaac won't be able to play kickball with me. My dad said that Isaac might not walk as soon as the other kids, but he could probably learn to kick the ball when he's older. Isaac won't be able to feed the calves with a nipple bottle. My dad said that Isaac might need some help, but he'd be able to do that too. He won't be able to ride in the back of the minivan and eat fruit snacks and stick out his tongue at cars. My dad smiled and he said that he figured Isaac would be very good at both things. Then he won't be able to paint the octopus. My dad said that he was positive Isaac could do that if I showed him how. Will we take him along to Aunt Wendy's? My dad said that we wouldn't go without him. I knew the bad news was coming. He won't be able to go with me on safari in Africa, will he? My dad said that he couldn't think of a reason why Isaac couldn't go. And by the time we were done talking, we couldn't find one of those million things that Isaac wouldn't be able to do with me. If Isaac has this down thing, then what can't he do? My dad hugged me. He said that as long as we were patient with Isaac and helped him when he needed it, there probably wasn't anything he couldn't do. We went to the hospital and my mom was holding Isaac. I held his little hand. "Hi, Isaac. I'm your big sister, Emma." He smelled like baby powder when I leaned close to whisper in his ear. "I'll show you how to paint the octopus, Isaac, and I think we'll paint it red." The end. And what's really special about this book is it has lots of questions and answers about Down syndrome. So there might be some things that you want to know more about. So why don't we read some of these questions and learn the answers? The first one is, what is Down syndrome? Down syndrome is something that causes differences in the way a baby looks and learns. No two babies with Down syndrome are quite the same, but they are often extra flexible, have eyes that slant upward, have small ears and a small nose, and grow more slowly than other kids. They also tend to learn more slowly than other babies, but every baby has its own personality and will look like other members of the family. Why do some babies have Down syndrome? Babies with Down syndrome are born with one extra chromosome in all or some of their cells. Now, chromosomes are tiny thread-shaped things inside your body, and they contain the directions that tell your body how to grow. They tell your body what color your hair and eyes might be, how big your nose will be, whether you'll be a good singer, and many other things. When a baby has an extra chromosome, it mixes up his body's directions a little bit. And that's why babies with Down syndrome look a little different from other babies and have to try harder to learn. Nobody knows why some babies are born with Down syndrome, but what we do know is that it's nobody's fault. Will the baby always have Down syndrome? Yes, it is not something he will grow out of. Why is it called Down syndrome? A doctor named John Langdon Down was the first to write about this condition. He did not know all the things we know today about Down syndrome, but it's still named after him. Can anyone catch Down syndrome from the baby? Nope. The only way to get Down syndrome is if you're born with it. Why are some grown-ups sad when they hear the baby has Down syndrome? Grown-ups might be sad because they did not plan to have a baby with Down syndrome. Sometimes they're worried because the baby might need to spend extra time at the hospital or have to go back for an operation later. Grown-ups can also be scared if they don't know what to expect for their baby. It usually takes a little time for them to get used to their baby having Down syndrome, and then they can stop being sad and scared and just enjoy their new baby. Why does the baby take up so much of mom and dad's time? All babies need lots of care because they can't do anything for themselves at first. A baby with Down syndrome might need extra care because he might take longer to learn things like drinking from a bottle or to sit up. Mom and dad may need to spend time teaching the baby to do things that other babies can learn by themselves. Sometimes brothers and sisters can help the baby learn too. Will the baby be able to talk when he's bigger? Like any baby, he will understand what words mean before he can say them himself. If he has trouble learning to talk, he might be taught to make signs with his hands, using sign language, to tell people what he wants. When he's older, he will learn to talk, but he may not speak as clearly as the other children. But brothers, sisters, and friends usually have no trouble understanding kids with Down syndrome. Will the baby go to school just like any other kid? when he gets older? All children with Down syndrome go to school. Many go to the same school as their brothers or sisters, and some go to schools with special classes. Most children with Down syndrome learn how to read, write, do math problems, draw, play sports, and do the same things that other kids at school do. It just might take them longer to learn. Why do people say that the baby is special? Sometimes people say that babies with Down syndrome are special because they need extra time and help to learn. But they're also special in the same way that all kids are special. All kids with or without Down syndrome are special because they have their own interests, talents, and personalities. If you take the time to get to know any child, you will discover that he is special in his own way. The end. Thank you for sharing this special story with me and learning more about Down syndrome for World Down Syndrome Day.